Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bruce, or the River Suck Out, and today I'm actually playing another tournament. I'm playing in like I said before, that I don't like to play in turbos, but this is a turbo, and it is a 6-max tournament. I don't like to play turbos because it does allow people to gamble a lot more, and I try to avoid that, but here I am, I'm just going to play. I do have some things to do today, so this tournament will probably only last 2 hours at maximum because it is 6-minute blinds. This is a tournament where people are, usually pretty aggressive. I've never played in this style tournament on intertops just yet, but I know how they go. So my strategy here is going to be trying to, be a little more patient, let people try and be the aggressor, and I'll try and pick them off like I usually do. But it is a turbo, and anything can happen. All you can really do is put your money in the best spot, so that's what I'll try to do. Also, guys, if you're just joining, my name is Bruce, and this is my channel. Welcome. Thank you for watching, guys. Here we pick up Jack 9. I'm just going to lay it down to the raise. Also, I wanted to mention this tournament, you do start off with 3,000 in chips compared to the normal 1,500. And I apologize if I rushed that intro. I was recording the first intro to this video when I messed it up, and I was recording the wrong screen, so I had to start over. But I'm only down 30 chips. It's just the beginning of the tournament, so I figure I'll pull up the lobby for you guys to let you see what we're playing here. First place right now is 250 because that's a guaranteed prize pool. Now I'll limp in with the 6-9. It's a guaranteed prize pool of 1,000 chips, or $1,000, excuse me. So no matter what, there's going to be $1,000 in this prize pool. And if there's not enough players to make up that money, then intertops will make up the difference. So big blind, I have deuce 3 offsuit. We've had quite a few aggressive plays so far, so I'm just trying to sit back and wait for better cards. But I am going to show you guys every situation that I get involved with where my chips would be in the pot. So he makes it 105. I'm going to fold it. Queen deuce offsuit in the small blind. It's just me in the big blind, so I will limp in. If he raises, I'll just fold it. Easy enough. I didn't flop anything. Just a battle of the blinds, and I did pick up a gut shot, but I'll wait just a couple seconds to let him think that maybe that hit me, and I'm thinking, and I'll just min bet it. Maybe he'll fold, but now I have a pair of deuces. Maybe I can check and win the hand if he was on some kind of a draw. But he bet 60. This is an information call. I just want to see what he has. So he had an ace and he hit it straight. So it's far ahead of me, but information call. Okay, on the button I have ace jack offsuit. I will probably come in for a raise. We'll make it 90, just 3 times the big blind. I'm in good position. And no caller. Jack 9 offsuit. I'll lower my raise. I'll make it 75. Again, these blinds are going to be more valuable in this style of tournament because it is a turbo, and the blinds go up pretty quickly. 2 aces hit. Now, if I had an ace here, I would most likely check, and that's what I'm going to do, just to represent the ace. Now, I did pick up a straight draw. It's a open ender. I bet it. He's afraid of all kinds of cards, so he folds. In the big blind with king deuce suited. And one thing you guys are going to notice in this tournament is that these blinds, or these guys that are close to the button, they will most of the time come after these blinds. And this guy's going to play back. He's going to raise it. Let's see what this guy does. He calls, so that's usually a sign that he's got a better hand and he wasn't just coming after the blinds with garbage. And I like to watch these spots. I like to see, this guy's going to be the guy who comes after my blind because I'll be in the big blind every time he's on the button. So I like to see what he's raising with. So every time I have a chance to look at his cards, I will do that, and I will sometimes make a note of it. And I just wanted to point that out to you guys that, these guys that are in the blind or in the button, around the button, they come after your blinds a lot more often because they have better position. So we're going to fold this one. See, we are just 6 minutes into the tournament, and the blinds went up 25 and 50. So this is going to go pretty quickly. Even though we did start off with 3,000 chips, it'll go pretty quickly. So I have king 7. I'm going to come in for a raise here. Like I said, these guys are usually the ones who are raising, and that's just because, you know, it's hard to know if they have a good hand or if they're just coming after your blinds. So I'm going 125. That's 2.5 times the big blind, and that's going to be my standard raise in this tournament. I'm always going to try and raise it. See what I mean? They play back at you. We get to see some hands here because he went all in and he called. There's no way I'm never going to call this, but I was only after the blinds. So easy fold for me. And the queens obviously had a big hand. I would have flopped a little pair. So obviously the queens had a big hand. He made it just a flat out all in, which it's not a very good. I mean, you can maybe raise it and get some more money in there. That's what I would have done. I would have made it like 500 or so. But okay, we're in the big blind with Jack 10. As I just wanted to mention early on in this tournament that, you know, I was debating on even joining this tournament because there's a good chance that I don't do well in this tournament. It's because it is a turbo and people are, you know, just here to gamble, and it's a lot harder to pick off people when everyone's gambling. Now, here's something I want to mention. These guys are both implied to call this 163. So I have a better chance of building a big pot if I call and they both call. So those are implied odds. So that's why I called this. I probably wouldn't have called this raise if these two guys weren't in the hand. So here I flop a gut shot. I need an 8. I have 2 overcards to the board. But he bets the pot. He bets 677. Now he's typing in his bets. He's physically going down here to the chat box and he's typing in his bets. So we're going to make a big play at him. We're going to go all in because I did take quite some time to make this decision. And he's going to fold it because I figured his bet was just, you know, he's coming after that pot. He bet the exact amount in the pot by typing it in. If you have a good hand, you don't usually take the time to do that. I'm probably just going to fold here. Yeah, no reason to get involved here. I could limp in, but no reason. Okay, so we're going to fold here. I pick up King Jack offsuit. I'll come in for my 2.5 times the big blind raise, which is 125. Like I said, that's going to be my standard raise, is 2.5 times the big blind. So if the blinds go up, just do the calculations. You know, he makes it 425, so he tacks on 300. Now he's in the small blind, which usually indicates a lot stronger hand, but he could just as easily be bluffing. I do have position, but the reason I'm laying that hand down is because I know his next bet's going to be big. Not only that, if I do hit a king or a jack with that hand, I'm going to have to face that big bet. And I'm not going to be sure, you know, even if I hit a king or a jack, I'm not going to be sure if it's going to be good. So I don't want to be putting a decision twice. So I folded there, wait for some better cards or for some better positions to raise. So I limp in with 6s here, and I missed. I could easily have a queen in this spot. I could easily, you know, just have limped in with queen, jack, king, queen, hands like that. So I'll do a min bet and see what happens. Maybe I'll even get a 6, you know. Nope, he raises, and I'm out. Okay, so the blinds went up again, 250 and 100. So we're 12 minutes into the tournament. Notice he raises to 225. He's using the same strategy as me. Raise it up. He didn't make it quite as much. 250 would have been my raise, but he made it a little less. So I like the raise because I do have a pocket pair, and I will easily just call that. I missed. Now you have to think about his range of hands. What could he have made it 225 with, and what would he bet? So he bets 375. It's a little more than half the pot. Quite. He's a good chance he could have the jack. But I'm still sitting here with 2 overcards to the board. A spot I'm just going to wait for a little better situation. But the blinds are going up. People do start getting more and more aggressive. And here I have an ace. It's a little better ace than just an average ace, so it's a little better hand. And I'll just do a min raise. He's been waiting quite a bit every time, so I'll just pause until, well, never mind. So I'll check this flop because there's no reason if I raised to have hit this flop, and I want him to think that. Now, he could have any part of that and have me beat. And if he's got a straight, which is pretty easy, he'll have me crushed. Now, I just got into a bad spot, so lay down. Okay, pocket sevens. 2.5 times the big blind. Oh, I didn't type the 0 in there. I meant to make it 250, but 200 will work. When we get a raise, he made it 667. And we do have position on the re-raiser. So one time I'm going to call. Hopefully he calls as well, because I need a 7, and if I don't get a 7, I'm probably going to fold to this guy either way. So I hope he calls as well. And there's a few flops that I could still go all in on, and this is not one of them. Not one. Checked all the way around. He bets 1,400. Yeah, and I'm gonna lay that one down. He could have had a hand like pocket queens and still had the best hand. And the blinds have gone up again to 75 and 150. So they're going up quite quickly. Not only are they going up, they're quicker, they're just less intervals in between. You know, usually they'll start out at like 10 and 20 and go to 25 and 50. He makes it 450. I just don't have anything there. I'm going to lay it down. Yeah, there's less intervals in between the blinds as well, so they're going up quite quickly. So, like I said before, you know, I'm probably not going to succeed in this tournament unless I get very lucky. Just the style of this tournament makes it 400, folding it. Figured I'd pull up the lobby for you guys again and show you that there was only 77 players out of 159, and we're only 18 minutes into the tournament, so more than half of the people have already gone out, and we're only 18 minutes into the tournament, so that just shows you how fast of a tournament this is. And the prize pool is still at $1,000. That means they're probably not going to have enough money from the players alone to make up the $1,000, so they're going to donate some money to the tournament. So here I'm going to make it, I think, $225? No, $325. Now, I don't have that great of a hand, but you have to be more, you know, just less selective in a six-handed table. And I mean, I'm not too upset with this hand. Okay, now this guy just lost a big pot. He just lost a hand to the player that was sitting here. Now this is a new player, so this isn't his stack, but I don't have a whole lot of chips left. And considering the fact that he's on somewhat of a tilt right now, I'm going to gamble. And like I said, you have to gamble in this style of tournament. So hopefully he's got like a king 10, and that's the kind of range I put him on right now, because he did just lose a bigger pot. Or excuse me, it wasn't to this player, it was to this player here. So I didn't like his call. I made the proper call on him, but I didn't like the fact that he still called. But hey, I got pretty lucky there. I hit my ace, so I won the hand, and the fact that he called just made it much better. So now I'm in the next table, and I just doubled up plus a little bit, actually tripled up. Queen deuce, we're gonna fold. But like I said, guys, you have to you have to get lucky in this style of tournament. So there's a good example of it. I didn't like the call, but I made the proper call on the initial all-in. So that's all you can do. And I also just realized that I have to end this video because we're getting close to 15 minutes. So being that I just tripled up, I hope to see you guys in segment number 2, and thanks for watching.